ጤና ይስጥልኝ ተመልካቾቻችን ይህ በዳያስፖራ ቲቪ የተዘጋጀ የሚቀርብላችሁ የጌራ-ሾው ነው
Okay, now my next guest will be she'll try to speak Amharic, but mostly she speak English, and she grew up here, and she came to this country when she was 3. And the Grammy award nominee, writer, singer, Miss Wayna Wondwossen will be on the stage.
This is for you, Bizunesh. ስንቱን አየው ባንተ ስንቱን አየው ባንተ ስንቱን አየው ባንተ
Thank you. That was wonderful, Wayna. I have to ask you this. Why Bizunesh?
So I got introduced to Bizunesh when I was performing in Ethiopia about a year and a half ago, and first I studied her because of her style and her sense of glamour on stage, but the more I studied her music, I felt a connection to her that I had never felt with another Ethiopian singer. I think the fact that she was an Ethiopian soul artist meant something to me. I really connected with that because I'm a soul artist, and for the first time I found an Ethiopian singer that was captivating the same kind of spirit that I wanted to captivate in my music. So she has that something that makes people feel inspired and great and powerful and alive. And that is the same type of emotion that I try to capture when I perform or make music. And really I wanted to learn from her and to really give back to the Ethiopian community that has always supported me since I've been an artist.
I see. I mean, I was amazed when I heard you singing the Bizunesh song. That's why I just asked you first.
Yes,
why Bizunesh?
of course, yeah.
Yeah, she was really wonderful, and her legacy, of course, will continue.
Yes.
Since I have you here, I just wanted to ask you a very quick question because I know you're a speechwriter in the White House, and now you follow your passion and doing completely something else. And following passion is not an easy thing because I went through that, and I know what it means. So what was it looks like that process for you, like leaving that profession and coming to
Well, I think the first thing you have to do is to live for yourself and live for your own authentic truth. When you're trying to please other people and make other people proud or be impressed by you, then you can't take chances, you can't risk failure, you can't push yourself beyond your comfort zone. And those are the things that you have to do in order to be great. And here's the thing, we all have our own calling, and sometimes it's more than one thing, but we all have to chase that passion, that purpose that was planted in each of us. And it's not the same. Your passion is not the same as mine. And even if, whatever it is that you're doing may look good on paper, it's not going to make you happy if it's not what is in you, what is in your heart's desire. So I think, for me, it was very hard because my, family obviously sacrificed a lot to come to the States and to give me an education. And it was drilled in me my whole life, to become a professional, to get good grades, to do something worthwhile. And everybody was surprised that I wanted to seriously be an artist. Even though I was singing from the time I was young, it was not something that they perceived me doing for a career. So I felt like I would, on one level, be letting my family down. And it took me a while before I was strong enough to say, this is who I am and what I want to do with my life. And when I did, it turned out that they were so proud of the courage that it took and the hard work that I put into it that they encouraged me, and I never looked back, and they were never disappointed,
That's really wonderful, As you know, most of the time, in Ethiopia or Ethiopian singers, when they perform or when they want to do their passion, especially in the art world, they're going through some kind of difficulties with talking to families, and convincing them that, hey, I want to be a singer, I want to be an artist. Because most of our parents, they want us to do a regular job.
Yeah.
And that was...
it's like 4 careers: doctor, lawyer, engineer, accountant.
Exactly. So you're lucky on that.
Yeah. No, I am very lucky. My mom was forward thinking in that sense. And then also, I think being exposed to, how art inspires people and how it's a very valuable contribution to make to the world. Everybody consumes art, and it colors our lives, so it is worthy, That it's not to mean that there isn't a business aspect of it that every young artist should learn, because that's very important too. But, the profession itself is a valuable gift, so it should be, respected.
Okay. How were you picked by Stevie? I mean, you're still working with Stevie, right?
I am, yeah. So I happened to be doing a show in California, and he was there. And he was so gracious and kind. He invited us to come over and meet him, and he told me how much he loves Ethiopian food and Ethiopian music, and we just started chatting, and he made me feel completely comfortable, like I had known him for years. And then over time we just kind of kept in touch. I was working on my music, and then I went to see him perform at the Verizon Center when they were doing the first leg of the Songs in the Key of Life tour.
Nice. Yeah.
And I reached out to him and told him how much I loved the show, and he said, well, we're going out again in a few months, and so I joined the band. So when they go on big tours, I'm with them. So it's been an honor.
Yeah, I mean, I know he loves Ethiopian food, and I had a chance to meet him at the Ethiopian restaurant,
Right.
Mascaram.
Right.
He was having lunch with his family and everything. That's wonderful. And let me ask you this: how are you balancing, like, being a mother, and at the same time going out on concerts or tour with the Stevie?
Yeah.
Isn't it a little bit?
It is very hard, and
hard.
honestly, it's a process. It's a work in progress all the time. But two things: I have a very supportive husband, and I think that's something, that's a basis for any marriage, and for the person that you're with to want to see you become the best that you are. And we both have a stake in each other's greatness, sowing in each other's greatness. So I have a supportive husband and a supportive mom, and I would get help. I would get a nanny when I would travel who would watch the kids for me. But I think it starts with with the individual. I think especially for women, there's a lot of pressure on us to, how we're judged as mothers is very intense, and sometimes we have to make our own decisions about how we want to raise our families, the things that we need to do for them, and the things that we can delegate, and how much time we are determined to spend. And it's a very personal decision for every woman, and I think sometimes it's hard for women to make that decision and be confident in it when you feel like you're being judged. So it was a process for me to decide that I have confidence in my instincts about how I want to raise my family. And I also felt too that me becoming as good as I could be, or as fulfilled, or as whole and happy as I could be as a person, would make me a better mother and would make me a better role model for two young girls. So it's it's an internal battle. I won't even pretend like it's easy, but I'm very happy that I have two loves in my life. I have a love for music and I have a love for my family, and I don't think one has to cancel out the other.
So, as an independent artist, you write your own songs too. And isn't it hard to get into the Grammy Award nominee?
It is, and there were a lot of people who told me that it was completely impossible, because those things are usually reserved for the top of the top, and it was very. It's one person.
Like easy for people who go through this giant recording companies, or
exactly. I mean, there's a whole business behind it for sure, but the Recording Academy is intended to honor excellence, and they have certain things in place that can weed out the more popular from the more worthy of recognition. So they happen to have a process in place for the genre that I was in, the R&B nominating committee, that actually listened to every submission and then made a judgment based on their own expertise. So it's because they, that association made the extra effort to recognize quality, not necessarily popularity, that I had that opportunity.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now let me take you back to Bizunesh song, and
Sure.
when you're practicing Bizunesh, there must be somebody who's coaching you.
Oh
or
my goodness,
teaching you,
yes,
or-
absolutely,
and-
yeah. There's no way I could have even ventured into this process without Ato Salamino, who has really been like the best mentor I could have ever asked for. You know, and a legend in his own right. And I think it's so cool for me because working with Stevie Wonder, you learn so much about Motown and the history of Motown and how it was such a formative part of American soul music. And to be able to, when you study, you know, an Ethiopian soul singer like Bizunesh, to be guided by, you know, a person who was one of the pioneers and pillars of Ethiopian soul music is so comforting, and it just makes me feel like I'm on the right path. If God gave me somebody like him to help guide me, then I feel like I was right to try to do this.
Oh, that's great. Hey, we thank you too, Salam. You know, maybe in the future you'll be able to help more, you know, young fellows like Wayna. Thank you. Is there anything you want to say about Wayna? ስለ ወይና ትንሽ ንገረን እና እስኪ ምን አይነት ሰው እንደሆነ። I hope you'll understand.
A little bit.
Okay.
ከወይና ጋር እንዳው ይህን ስራ መሰራት ከመጀመራችን በፊት ነው የምወዳት። ምክንያቱም ሁሉ ቀን ወደ ላይ ለመውጣት ጥረት ያላት ሰው መሆኗን ስላየው ከበፊቱ መከታተላት ነበር። ሄዳለሁ ሾው ሲኖራት ሄድ ነበር። አሁን መታስ ጠይቀኝ ግን በጣም ነው ደስ ያለኝ። ምክንያቱም በሁለት ምክንያት፣ አንደኛው ብዙነሽ በቀለን ወደ ላይ ይዛት የምትሄደው እሷ ነች ብዬ አምናለሁ። ምክንያቱም ኦሬዲ ላይ ነው ያለችው። ሌሎችም ሊዘፍኑት ይችላሉ የብዙነሽን፣ ግን እሷ ችሎታ አላት፣ ብዙ ሰው ያውቃታል እና ከፍተኛ ቦታ ላይ ነው ያለችው እና በሙሉ ልቤ ለመስራት ወሰንኩ ከሷ ጋር። ሌላው ደግሞ የኛ ሀገር እንግዲህ ሙዚቃ በብዛት ወንዶች ናቸው። በተለይ አሁን በድጋሚ የኢትዮጵያ ሙዚቃ ዓለም መታወቅ በጀመረበት ጊዜ ከ80ዎቹ መጨረሻ 90ዎቹ አካባቢ ሴቶቹ እድል አላገኙ። ስለዚህ ፍላጎት አለኝ የብዙነሽ በቀለም የሂሩትንም የሚያወጡ እንደዚህ የነሱን ማስታወስ የሚችሉ ሰዎች ቢመጡ በጣም ደስ ይለኛልና ይሄ ሁሉ ተጨምሮበት ነውና በጣም ግሩም ሰው ነች እና አማርኛዋ በጣም ደስ ይላል፣ ይጣፍጣል ከሷ ሲወጣ እና ብዙ
አንተን የሰማው ለና እንጠይቃታለን ለማንኛውም
እና ብዙ ሰው ለምን ልክ አልሆነም ብለው እንዳያስቡ። ምክንያቱም ሚሪያም ማኬባ ተዘልኖ ድሮ የጥላሁን ገሰሰን እና በጣም ይጣፍጣል በእውነት። ልክ አማርኛውን ለምን ልክ አላመጣችሁ ማለት የለብንም እና ሁላችን ሰፖርት ብናደርጋት እውነት ትልቅ ደረጃ እንደርሳለን እላለሁ።
Wayna, I want to give you a chance to say something to our viewers and about your upcoming event, and
Yes.
you want to say anything else?
So thank you very much. So I'm performing at Bethesda Blues and Jazz on June 9th. It's a partial tribute to Bizunesh Bekele and also my own music and some new stuff too. So it's going to be fun. My band from New York is coming. Wow. We're going to have a great show. So this is just a little precursor of that, but it's going to be quite energetic and fun.
Okay, that sounds good, and thank you so much, Wayna. You want to take us out with some kind of performing song or anything?
Another song?
Yeah? No, or what? It's okay. You guys are done for today. Okay. All right. Thanks for coming, Wayna. And like she said, you know, she have this event this coming Friday,
Friday, June 9th.
June the 8th. So
June 9th.
June 9th. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's a long day, I guess, huh?
It's at Bethesda Blues and Jazz on Wisconsin Avenue.
On Wisconsin Avenue. Okay. We hope to see you all there. And thank you. Thanks for coming. And Wayna, thank you so much again.
Thank you